Six Nations Super Saturday, game number 2, folks, sees Wales hosting Italy. Wales would love a bonus point win to potentially avoid the wooden spoon. They would just like a win of any description to break their Six Nations losing run, to be fair. And Italy, they'd love to finish above England and get another win over Wales, who their recent history is actually pretty good against. We'll go through the squads which have been named, some of the predictions, recent history stats. You guys can let us know your thoughts on how this one is going to go. This is obviously after the Scottish against the Irish match, but before Le Crunch. So it's still got a few, it's not a title decider, this one, but I still feel like it's got some interesting storylines to make it certainly worthy of a watch. I think a lot of people are just enjoying Italy in the form they're in, and Wales, your fans have actually had something to cheer about with the last couple of performances, even if they weren't wins. For Wales, the guy who was giving you your biggest cheers was certainly Rhys Carey with that try he scored against the Irish. He is still there at loosehead. Dewey Lake, Tom Francis, same front row. I mean, to be fair, the entire starting 15 is exactly the same. Steve Tandy, Welsh coach, has obviously seen enough good in what the team's been producing in the last couple of rounds to not want to tinker. They tackled the house down against the Irish. They could probably use a bit more punch on attack, but they got a good performance level out of the team. So that is certainly a good start. David Jenkins, Ben Carter, second row. Jenkins is your second top tackler of the entire Six Nations. He's a proper machine. And the top tackler, he's also a Welshman. So there's been some stalwart Welsh defenders. Alex Mann is that guy who is the top tackler of the Six Nations. 32 tackles made in that game against Ireland is unbelievable. He's not the biggest guy, but geez, he's got the heart of a lion. James Botham is your probably biggest breakdown threat of this Welsh back row. He's there at number 7. And Wainwright, who's your kind of drive through the tackles, post-contact meters, he's your number 8. So there's a lot of tackles, a lot of turnovers, and a lot of post-contact meters in that Welsh back row, which I think is kind of a healthy balance. 9-10, Thomas Williams and Dan Edwards. Obviously look for Thomas Williams to be doing a decent amount of the kicking from hand. And then Hawkins and James, I think I mentioned it last week, but Eddie James has just quietly been going quite well with his ball carry at number 13. Wings of me, Adams, and then Rhys Sammer at fullback. Steady as she goes. Rhys Sammer, I don't know, we've seen the best of him this Six Nations. Be nice to see him, I don't know, in a bit of space, score and try. I mean, he's certainly, been clocking up like a few meters from fullback, but I don't know that we've seen the old Rhys Zammit from Six Nations past just yet. Elias, Smith and Griffin, same front row as what we saw against Ireland. Baird and Cracknell, same forward replacements. It is still 5-3 with Hardy, Evans, but Blair Murray comes in the number 23 jumper, and Steve Tandy did kind of single him out as being able to bring a bit of attacking threat, and I genuinely do think he does. Like he's also not the biggest guy, but he's got good pace, good acceleration, good footwork. He can generate attacking chances potentially against some tired legs. So I do like him as a guy to bring on and, find some space late in the game. So there's not that much to talk about the Welsh side other than that they've made one change on the bench. For the Italians, they have made a few more changes than the Welsh. Ferrari, the tight head prop, is unfortunately injured for this one, so he misses one of their biggest games of the campaign, which is unfortunate. He's replaced by Hassa, who was on the bench and now starts. And then veteran Zelocchi is there as your bench tight head replacement. Fischetti and Nicotera continue on in their front row roles. Italian scrum has been largely pretty good throughout the Six Nations campaign. Dominant at times, so we'll see how they go with Hassa instead of Ferrari. Nicola Canone and Federico Ruzza are the lock and duo, so Ruzza replaces Zambonin. I didn't read that Zambonin is injured, and he's not even in the 23, which is kind of a surprising one because I thought Zambonin's been going all right. Ruzza's a very different player. He's not quite as big, but he's certainly skilled. I feel like Zambonin is more of just a big lump. So maybe they're looking to play with a bit more ball in hand, the Italians, with the pick of Ruzza, because he is genuinely a highly skilled second rower. Canone will certainly do the grunt stuff. That's Nicolo. And then the back row has been exceptional of Lamaro at 6, the captain, Zuliani at 7, and Lorenzo Canone at 8. I mean, Lamaro has been doing tackling, line-out steals. Zuliani is, I think, top Top three, like third equal for turnovers won the Six Nations. Same as Tyke Byrne. He's got the same numbers as Tyke Byrne. That's how good Zuliani is. And then Lorenzo Corone, tackle machine. He's been getting some dominant tackles as well, which is pleasing. Fusco and Garbisi are the 19 combos, so Fusco is back up to number 9, replacing Alessandro. Garbisi, they're both called Alessandro. I can't use the same name. Mark, that doesn't differentiate them at all. He's got a big old boot on him, and I thought Garbisi pulled the strings well last week at 10. Menoncello has been the star of the show for the Italians, though, in terms of like the flashy, sexy, broken tackles, try assists, tries of his own, rub meters, all the kind of sexy stuff has been Menoncello. He's been getting a lot of plaudits alongside Brixton in the midfield, Liner, Ioane, and Pani, the same back three unchanged. Bench-wise, Di Bartomeu, Spagnolo, and Zilocchi, like I mentioned, front row replacements. Favoretto is still there. Odiasi is another big lump to come on off the bench. And then 3 backs this week with Vani, Marin, and Allen. So there's no Alessandro Garbisi in the squad whatsoever. Some stats for you. The Welsh, I was going to say the French for some reason, they've got an average of 11.5 line breaks conceded, which is too high. But we need to kind of divide this into the first 2 games and the second 2 games, because against England it was 12, and against France it was 18, which is whopping. That may be among the highest number of times a line has been broken that I have ever seen, especially Tier 1 against Tier 1. But then the most recent 2 games, 9 and then 7. So it's kind of tracking in the right direction. If they can keep it down to 5-ish, which is about the standard in the game of rugby, they'll be doing a lot better against the Italians. And the penalty count, which was such an issue for a long time for this Welsh side, which has been often under a lot of pressure, which leads to penalties, has also been tracking better. Like, it's averaging 10.5. They want to keep it under 10 if possible. It was 7 against Ireland. So keep the discipline good. The line doesn't get broken. You're going to put yourself in a much better position to win the game. Their attacking stats are not flash, but I feel like get the defense right, get the discipline right, and then take what chances you come. You don't need to be doing the flashy stuff just yet. Build from the kind of ground up. For the Italians, they have only been conceding an average of 3 tries a game, which is remarkable when you consider Italian sides of old were a free bonus point victory almost. Like, only France has managed to get 4 tries against this Italian team. They're a hard team to score tries against, which is very, very encouraging. It's been so great to see the journey that a lot of these guys have gone on. The likes of Lamaro, who came into the side, Capozzo, who's not playing in this one, or, Paolo Garbisi, who came through Italian sides which were on a massive losing run, and they've turned it around to become such a competitive team. And their turnovers won. I mentioned Zuliani before. It's the best in the Six Nations with 7.25. They managed 9 turnovers won against England. It is such a key part of their game, whether it's line-out steals, jackals. They're really, really good at pinching other teams' ball. So, definitely a big weapon in their game. Recent history between the sides. Italy come into this one with a favourable record, which in all the Six Nations previews I've done must be a first. Must be a first. They've won 3 of the last 5, including the most 2 recent games. And of the last 5 games, 2 of the games are in Cardiff. Italy have won both of those. The most recent victory for Wales was 2023, and that was in Rome. So this Italian side can kind of go to Cardiff with a lot of confidence, knowing that they've won there. 2020 was the last time that Wales got a win over Italy at Cardiff. So it's quite a long time ago. That being said, it's predicted to be relatively close. Rugby Forecast, the algorithm, says by 7 points for the Italians, and the bookies are going closer than that, saying the Italians by 3. So it could be a really cracking game. I think it was highlighted at the start of the competition as a potential wooden spoon decider, but the Italians, with their 2 wins, have certainly put and paid to that. They would love to finish above England, and Wales would just love to break their Six Nations losing run. It is on at the Principality. It's a 4:10 local kickoff in Cardiff. Englishman Christoph Ridley is the ref for this one. It's going to be, put it this way, I'm going to be bleary-eyed because I've got a stag do for my friend Tony, who runs the YouTube channel Distracted Sports, on the Saturday night. And then this game is like 5:10 in the morning here in New Zealand after the Irish and Scottish game. So if I am talking more nonsense than normal, that'll be why, because I'll have been up basically the entire night and been drinking out with Tony and his mates. By the way, if you want rugby gear, you know I like rugby gear, whether it's Italian gear or Welsh gear. If you want English gear, it's on discount. Just it's on clearance, funnily enough, with their campaign. Check out the Six Nations store down in the description. They got some good deals on jerseys, Italy, Wales, England. Like I said, they've even got All Blacks gear if you want some. Check that out. That'll help me out. But yeah, you guys take care. Let us know your thoughts on this game, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See ya.